Hello, everybody. I'm Zidane Manga. This is Kaedegami. You're going to notice something as soon as I go up. A lot of cleavage, and that kind of depicts the whole story of Kaedegami. This was the worst manga I think I finished so far. Don't worry. I have worse manga that I just haven't finished yet. All right, don't worry. This isn't the bottom of it. There's a big reliance on, as you can see in the thumbnail. There's a big reliance on sex and that kind of stuff. Not sex specifically, but there's a lot of moments where her cleavage is out. There's a lot of moment where they do the thing that I don't know why it's so popular in anime, where they hug a boy and his face just happens to go right in between her boobs, and they're jiggling everywhere. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. Is it even fan service? Because it's not even. I don't even think it's fan service. And there's a lot of moments where she's drawn, her proportions change, and she'll go from this, you see her legs are kind of skinny here, and then there'll be moments where she's got that perfect hentai build. And she's got these crazy curves on her, and it's literally just because you could tell the creator he was throwing everything at the wall. He knew he was going to get axed, and he was desperately just saying, look guys, look, thighs, guys, don't cancel me, you're looking at thighs right now, thyroids, desperately trying to, as for what killed this manga, the art is atrocious. Of course, on this big old thing of art, it looks good, but if you actually look at it, just, what is this? I don't know what is going on with this, with her leg right here. This whole thing just looks off. I mean, his knee is points. That's not how a knee looks. Feels like somebody else did this part, because then you go over here, this looks perfectly fine, and then you see this, and it's all warped. It's all he couldn't draw a straight line, it looks like. I don't get it. It's weird. I like how he draws faces. I think the eyes look cool, but it's just all weird. The rest of it's weird. I don't like it. Not that I'm an art major myself or anything. Art wasn't good, and the writing fell short on some. I think the first arc it started with, it was about a village being turned into. Oh, I gotta summarize the series. Sorry. So, general summary is, so that's a Shingao. Basically, it's a demon, and she was super powerful, but then she got banished, right? And her body parts got split up, so she's more a spirit instead of a demon. And then she possesses this guy, and she's like, all right, I'll give you a ton of power, but you got to go hunt down my body parts. He's like, okay, bet. And they go hunting. In the first arc, they get her face back or something. It's there's a town full of people who get turned into donkeys by this evil food seller. And they take her down and get her face back. Maybe it's her hand, I don't know. And then the second arc, and this is what I think really buried the shovel, is the second arc was one of those, it's essential for the story, but it's a really slow moving arc, and it's really focuses more on developing the world and all that, rather than it does, I don't think that's the right way to describe it. It doesn't develop the world as in it does per se. There's a lot more talking and a lot less stabby. The first arc was rather short, and it had a lot of fighting in it. The second arc did not have that lot of fighting. There was, 4 or 5 chapters in a row where it was just purely talking, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I know I love action adventures, but character development, characters talking to each other, obviously that's super important. But when you have your series just starting out, you gotta go with fast paced, so you gotta throw stuff at the wall, right? You can't say, okay, we laid down the first arc, that was pretty good, but it's not over yet. Once you get continued, once you make it past the canceling point, then you can start doing those more character development arcs. You can develop side characters, that kind of stuff. You can't do, 4 chapters straight of just, talking to side characters and stuff and expecting that to get axed, because it does get boring. You know, when you're deep into a series and you get that kind of stuff, it's like, that's cool because you're developing characters, but you don't really see that at the beginning of a story. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. I don't mean to try to sound like I'm an expert, because I'm not an expert. Obviously, I don't have my own manga. I've never written, a full series or anything like that before. I'm just kind of going off of what I think is correct. And, I've read a lot. That's all I can really say as a avid reader of manga. So I guess this arc structure, the writing fell flat. The art wasn't all that good. Although the art wasn't bad. I'll say that. The art wasn't bad. I'm going to give it the middle of bad. Because it was bad, but, the only reason it's at the bottom of my finished manga list is because I haven't read that much, And honestly, Claymore should be down here. Yeah, I'm gonna put Claymore down here. Let me put it on the mic. Because Claymore does worse than Kaedegami. There we go. That's fair. It's a fair rating. Because Claymore I'd put down in, awful. Claymore, I gotta talk about Claymore because I got a lot to say. I got a lot more to say about Claymore. Like, Kaedegami here, it's 17 chapters. What do you want me to say? It got axed. Good riddance. It opened up a slot. That's why I say good riddance, by the way. I would never hate on somebody trying to, pursue a dream. Obviously, I hope this guy, I would never, wish that, I hope his career was ended because of this. No. I hope he goes, to another magazine and restarts Kaedegami. And I hope it, becomes a cult classic overnight. I always wish success, It's just, it's not good. It's taking a slot from other manga that could do a lot better. Although this slot freed up in October. And that gave us, what did that give us? Actually, I could look that up right now. No, I can't, can I? I can't easily find it. I have to go through every series that came out. I'm not doing that shit. I can't think of what series it could have given us that slot opening. Although something gave us Kanata's Magic, and that is an insanely good series. I'd recommend you go read that chapter 1 right now because that is good. But like I said, I don't really have a lot to say about this. So thank you for watching the end. I really appreciate it. Go read this. If you like, action adventure, that everybody has powers and exploring the world and that kind of thing, go read this right now. You'll like it. Probably hearing a ton of background noise. Appreciate you for watching the end. I appreciate you for watching this series at all, honestly, or this channel at all. This is just, I want to talk about, I really like manga. I want to talk to people about it. I don't have anybody to talk to manga with, so, appreciate y'all. And I'll see you next time.